Hey everyone, it's Zeraldo here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Darkblood Stormking class. It's a really nice magical based area of effect class. It's quite powerful. It comes from doing a lot of repping for the Thunderforge area. It's quite a nice class. Just as a side note, today the names of members were changed to be a different colour so they stand out from non-members. So I'll get on with the class guide now. Now, I'm just going to take a quick stop at the death pits to show you the best way to get rank 10 Thunderforge, because you actually need to get rank 10 Thunderforge, which is, well, in mine it's just here, to get this class. Failing that, 2,000 adventure coins can do it, but Thunderforge isn't all that hard to rank up because of this place, the death pits. Once you've played through the Thunderforge Chaos Saga, you can just, well, once you've played through this part, you can come back here and click, and you have access to 5 repeatable quests. You can do that as many times as you want, and some of them only require 1 item and give a large amount of rep. Now it's a random chance, but you can do this pretty quickly, especially if you want to use a rep boost. I did rank 10 plus doing the actual Chaos Story. I did it in about 3 to 4 hours, which is a lot more than some of the places such as Dwarfhold. So this is a really good place to get it. Once you have rank 10 Thunderforge, or if you've got your 2,000 adventure coins, you'll want to come here and get your class from the rep shop. It's the Darkblood Stormking. It's 100,000 gold, which is the standard price for most rep classes. So it's definitely worth it. Most rep classes are. You can also get some nice little armors to go with it, like the Darkblood Champion or any of these. There's also the actual helms that were made specially for it, which look quite nice. It's a theme to go with the weather, like thunder and wind, so it really is a storm themed class, and it's quite nice looking. I'll give you a good look at it in a second. If you don't want to get rep, you just go to the class shop in Batlon and pay 2,000 adventure coins, so it's not as hard to do, but it'll cost you from your pocket. Once you've got your class, you want to head over to Batlon Town and enhance it. Personally, I prefer wizard enhancements for this. However, you might want to put in some luck. It is a magic based class, and I'll just scroll over to show you that every single move is magically based. Even the auto attack, which it says is physical, isn't. They actually specifically made the auto attack here based off of intellect rather than your strength. So this class does more damage than your standard mage class should do, supposedly. So you'll want to come here and talk to Arcana, because the trainers have been moved. That's why I'm showing you the whole walk here. And just go full magic. Cicero will be in either his forge or in the bathtub in yoga still. As you can see, Warlock's got a bit of a makeover, thanks to the Journey to the Center of the Earth release. Just a little piece of trivia. So things are really changing around Batlon Town. Now once you've got enhanced, you'll want to know what your passives are like. I'll just go here, just so you know. It's increased damage by 10%, which is nice, and then increased crit by 10%. So when you crit, you'll be doing more damage because it's 10% with a crit. So because of the high crit chance, you might want to consider luck, but mage actually gives, mage enhancements actually give a fair amount of critical to begin with, but it's for the just standard base damage and some of the extra stuff like haste and evasion that I really like it for. It's also got a rank 10 passive, and this thing is just your standard once in a while, like once in 1,000, once in 10,000, 1 in 100,000 chance of doing massive damage. So nothing truly special, not like Alpha and Omega or the not a mod class where the rank 10 unlocks another permanent passive, which I quite like the idea of. Okay, so I'll start by just showing you what the standard auto attack damage is. With a relatively stable weapon, I'll just show you the weapon range. Yes, it's not the most stable, but it gives you a rough idea. Now the first move is just 20 mana, 3-second cooldown. It's called Storm Call, and as I've mentioned, everything in this class is increased by magic. So it's just another attack. Yeah, those are some pretty cool crits. It's not that expensive. It's these other moves that chew up your mana, especially the last one. Now, the second one is an Aoe Attack. And as you can see, it's quite nice. But what's really nice about it is that when you attack with your standard attack, you heal. Or not standard attack, your Stormclaw. When you attack, you heal. And as you can see, it was by quite a significant amount. Now, Skyfire, the effect there was Thunderstruck, and that effect lasts for 10 seconds, so you get 10 seconds of a lot of healing, which is really good and quite needed when you've got about 3 targets on you at once. As I said, it lasts for 10 seconds, and it also weakens them, so they don't do quite as much damage. Now, what happens is this move also has a special effect like that. Unfortunately, the two moves can't be in play at the same time. It's either one or the other, so you've got to choose wisely. It's 40 MP, it's expensive, and it has a 12-second cooldown, but for the amount of damage you do, like that, and for the massive health gain you can get, it is definitely worth it. So you should be able to get that health back about 3 to 4 times. So really, really worth it. The third move, Thunderclap, has a chance to stun all 3 enemies. It doesn't always, but it can. Now the cool thing about this is that any enemy that's affected by this basically helps you restore MP faster. Basically you regain mana when you use this strike here on enemies. So it's quite good for keeping up large amounts of MP. It does a fair amount of damage and it has a chance to stun them. Personally, I prefer keeping high HP and doing damage and them doing less. But there are times when you need the MP back. And so you need to be able to juggle and know exactly what you're doing. Now, here's where things get tricky. You've got your final move. It's called Ball Lightning. It fires a ball of lightning. It's got an increased chance to critical hit. So it's quite nice. But it also does additional damage to anyone who's got either of these 2 special effects on them. So we'll just go with this. 40 MP. We've already got enough back. And we'll just use it. And there you go. It's a fair amount of damage. It's not really spectacular. It's a lot of MP, but you can get it back. And that's what counts. So that's basically this class in a nutshell. It's a nice AoE with some special effects. In some ways, it's got a bit more survivability than Troll Spellsmith. I know a lot of people use Troll Spellsmith in PvP. Some people, I've seen a few of them switching to this. It gives you options and you don't have to worry about risking your neck. Although, in terms of raw power, I don't think it's quite the same. But that mega heal and that supply of MP, that'll really aid you here. As I've said before, you may want to consider switching to a full luck build. As you saw, it did critical hit quite a bit, and those crits were of a reasonably nice standard. Just remember, I'm using a relatively stable damage range, so the potential's a lot higher if you're using an unstable or a larger weapon range for damage. It could also be a lot lower. That's the risk you take. PvP, this would be good in blood brawls and potentially quite good in one-on-one, providing you're actually hitting your opponent and getting your health back. So just to conclude, it's a really nice class. It's definitely worth the effort, and for you mages out there, it's actually got a good auto attack based on your intellect. So I definitely recommend this class. So I'll see you next time. I've got several videos in the works, so you'll be happy to know. But I'm not going to post them all at once, because if I can't post a video, I'd rather just have something to fill the gap. See you guys next time. Bye.